2019 has not been nearly as cinematically busy as the preceding year, and as a side effect of that, I now have a part 2 that's more of a pit stop on the way to the main event than an actual proper big part 2. But the good news with that is that this won't take long, and it will be out of all of our hair very quickly. The Secret Life of Pets 2 is an interesting sequel in that it doesn't feel like a sequel at all, but rather as a completely fresh and new take. Because while the characters from the original movie reprise their roles, none of the events of the original movie are ever referenced to, or even referred to, or even alluded to. So it is very far removed from the original. So you can watch this without having have watched the original at all. The idea is exactly the same. It's a bunch of pets doing a bunch of things when people don't see. It's like Toy Story, but with pets. I've said that about the original movie, I can say it here. This one, though, steps up the ridiculousness of the scenarios a little bit. Quite a lot, actually. So it needs you to suspend your disbelief a lot more. And when I first watched it, that kind of took me out of it a little. But I think I watched it twice. Or eventually thinking about it, it was fine. It's a fun movie. It'll entertain everybody. Anybody with pets, anybody wanting pets, anybody that ever had pets will be entertained. It's a movie for the whole family. Everyone will enjoy it. I would definitely recommend watching it. I would definitely recommend watching the first one. But again, you don't have to. This is completely separate and on a different realm. It's almost like an alternate timeline. That's how it feels like, because I think a couple of things actually get slightly retconned in this one as well. Not major things, just small ones. And again, the first one, it's as if it doesn't exist in this movie's world and timeline and universe. So definitely check it out. And now onto a sequel that is actually a sequel, and more than that, a finale of a phenomenal movie series. Yeah, The Hidden World, or How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, is a very fitting finale to the How to Train Your Dragon series. It steps everything up in terms of visuals, in terms of action, in terms of character development, and it brings a satisfying conclusion to the whole arc and is definitely worth checking out. But of course, watch the first two first. I have not watched the TV series, so I don't know how much you need to watch that. I haven't. I watched just the movies, and I was not confused about anything or lost anything. So watch the first two movies, and then watch this and appreciate it for all its glory, for all its beauty, for all the amazing world building and character building you get. There are some hiccups with it, of course, but overall, I really do love it and I really do recommend it. And this is a wholesale recommendation for the How to Train Your Dragon series as a whole. As a follow up to the excellent Lego movie, the second part itself presents an equally excellent movie with gorgeous stop motion esque animation, fun characters, and a surprising amount of musical numbers. And best of all, Lego! But in all seriousness, this is just as good as the original one. Obviously, you need to watch the original one because this picks up almost immediately where the original leaves off, and then it progresses with its story, giving it some nice twists and turns. Some will sort of surprise you, some not so much. In that respect, actually, as well, it does try to reteach the same lesson from the original, but slightly differently, and it stumbles in that effect where it folds in the envelope of the meta narrative of it. If you watch the original, you know what I'm talking about. In and of itself, and it just doesn't break apart the experience, but sort of does give it like a bit of a stumbling block, which breaks the immersion a little bit and nixes some of the momentum. But overall, it is a definite worthwhile follow-up. It's definitely worth your time, and yeah, Lego. What else do you want? Frozen 2 does the proper sequel thing in the effect of improving upon the source material. I was never the biggest fan of Frozen, and anybody who got Let It Go into my head deserved to be shot repeatedly. But no, Frozen 2 constitutes a gorgeous film. Again, probably one of the most gorgeously animated films I've ever watched. Definitely one of the most gorgeous animated films of 2019. The story is sort of run of the mill, but it does give itself a nice set of twists and turns to keep you occupied and interested. It does delve into the lore of the world of Frozen, which I really liked. It gives certain characters better arcs than others, Christoph. But yeah, and again, it's a Disney film, so obviously look for lessons to be learned, some fun musical numbers to be had, and overall a quality product that will leave you entertained, no matter. I think this is entertaining for the entire family, and I would say you watch Frozen first, the first Frozen first, to get the background on this, but do expect things to improve from first Frozen with this one, because they do improve here. Not much really to say except that I definitely recommend it. I tentatively do recommend watching Frozen first just to get the holes and blanks filled in and not to get confused with who all these characters are and why should we care. But once you do that and once you get into this, then you really get the full proper package that I feel you should get with a really solid Disney film. Uh, Check it out, and I doubt you will regret it. The second Disney live action remake on this list, and one out of total of 5 released in 2019. I've watched only 2. I only watched this and Lion King. I missed out Dumbo in the cinemas and Lady and the Tramp is in the on Disney Plus, and yeah, I kind of skipped Maleficent too because the first one was so dumb. But this is actually a remake done right. And that is already a glowing endorsement for the film in comparison to all the other remakes we had to deal with over the years. The main cast, Will Smith and all the others, they put in great performances. The music numbers that they put in here, both repurposed originals and the new ones they made specifically for this one, are for the most part great. There are obviously a couple hit and misses, but overall pretty solid performance there as well. The third act is showing the kind of flaws of the animation to live action transitioning of these sort of things, but again, when most of the movie is just so fun and so much energy to it that all the flaws they sort of fade into the background. You notice them afterwards, but while you're watching it, you're having a great time. Mind you, it's probably because I haven't watched the original for a long time before watching this, but I actually think this is on par with the original animated movie. And again, I'm gonna say this thing. This is this generation's Aladdin, and I'm totally okay with that. If this generation only watches this one and doesn't know the original one, I'm totally okay with that. If they watch this one and they watch the original one, whichever they like better, that's up to them. Me personally, I think overall, I have actually a bit of a backtrack. I have watched the original straight after watching this. I went home, got the original, watched it, and I think I overall like this one a bit better. Scandalous, I know. The original did things better than this one. This one did better things than original. The fact that they are so practically equally on par with each other is in itself incredible, and I would definitely recommend watching this. I would definitely recommend checking this out because this is totally worth everybody's time. Everybody's gonna have great time with it. People who love the original, people who haven't heard of the original, people who just like Disney movies, people who just like fun, entertaining films, and people who like musical films too. Recommend for everyone. Definitely give this one a shot. And that's it for the pit stop. Next on the main event, the creme de la creme, the top 10 of my 2019 as I see it and I decide which ones will make it, which ones will be up there enjoying the proverbial champagne and caviar. Wait, find out.